Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to connect to existing MCP servers. Instead of building everything from scratch like before, we can use third-party MCP servers that are already available. This saves time and lets us focus on the actual use case. First thing, the MCP community already maintains an official repository of servers. You will find the official servers in the Model Context Protocol server skill repository. In this repository, you can check the official MCP servers. There is a Filesystem, Git, and another third-party servers. You will find the servers for working with a file system like this. Suppose you want your MCP client to interact with the files on your machine. You can use the Filesystem MCP Server. Here is a minimal example in Python. What's happening here? Command is npx. npx is a Node.js tool. It lets us run npm packages directly without installing them globally. In this case, Model Context Protocol / server file system is an npm package that exposes on MCP server, and finally we give it our workspace folder so it knows where to operate. That's it. With this, your client can now read and write files in the directory. And before writing the actual code, let's check out how to know about connecting our MCP server. We saw this MCP server file system, and we can click this. You can go to this readme file. They write about their feature and how to connect them. You can read it, and there is a method how to connect this MCP server. You can also use Docker, or as we already saw before, we can use npx. Before using our Filesystem MCP server, you have to first install the Node.js. If you don't install the Node.js, then you can Google it and you can click this official document, nodejs.org. Then you can download it. You can select the Node.js version and your OS. Alright, in this way you can download the Node.js and you can check whether you install this correctly or not using node-v. Alright, so let's code. Connecting to a file system server is very simple. This is the file we already wrote about our stdr server calculator. Define add function subtract. Actually, the file is slightly different from what we did before. Actually, you can check my GitHub repository, which is MCP tutorial, so you can clone it. So how can we connect the file system is you can just change this argument and command, which was npx and the -y and model context protocol server file system, and this is workspace folder. Actually, workspace folder is usually the root folder in your project. So workspace folder is import OS and OS get cw. Get cwd is get current working directory. So it means if you are using macOS or Ubuntu Linux, then you can type in pwd, which is the print working directories. We can now where is the directory is in now. So it's basically saying in the OS, import OS and OS get cwd, then you can check our current directory. The result is same. Alright, so in this way there is no add tool in the Filesystem MCP server, so let's comment out and we can check our client. Alright, so there are many tools in Filesystem MCP server. There is a read file or read text file, and there is also write edit file and create directory. You don't have to make the MCP server for this kind of job. The server file system already made these tools, so all you have to do is just to specify this command and arguments. So it's easy, right? Alright, next, let's say we want to interact with the Git. There's a ready to use Git MCP server. This time we are using UBX, which is like npx but for Python based MCP servers. It lets you run a Python package directly even if it isn't installed locally. Here, MCP Server Git is a Python package that provides an MCP interface to Git. We pass in the -- repository flag with our current directory, so it knows which repo to work with. With this setup, you can call Git commands from inside the MCP, such as Git status, Git log. You can also check branches or diffs. And the Git is also officially supported by MCP, so you can go to the README and you can know the overview and which tools exist, like this, the Git status or Git diff, and how to install. First of all, to use the Git MCP server, it says that you have to install MCP server Git using pip. Alright, so let's write the code. We have to change this command UBX and MCP server Git -- repository, and this is where is our Git. We working with our root repository. We can run our client, stdio client. We can check we successfully connect to our Git MCP server. As you already saw in the readme, there the tool name is Git status, and the Git status is here, and the input is the repo path, and the input is the repo path, and each type is a string, so we can connect easily to our Git MCP server. Now, what if you want to integrate such capabilities right into your MCP client? That's where the Tavily MCP server comes in. Tavily is such an API designed for developers or LLMs, and with each MCP server, you can query the web seamlessly. You might have noticed something here. Unlike Filesystem or Git MCP servers, the Tavily MCP server actually needs an API key. That's because it connects to an external service, which requires authentication. Since the Tavily server needs an API key, the first step is to grab one from the Tavily website. Let's head over there and get our API key. You can go to Tavily website, tavily.com, or just Google it, and the official Tavily website is here. Click in and you can go to login, or you can go to sign up, but I have the account, and you can continue with Google or GitHub. So click this, and then you can check this page, and there is a API key. You don't have to worry about it is free or not, because it basically serves 1,000 credits, which is quite enough for the simple experiment. And API keys is for our authentication. If you want to create an API key, then click this plus button and key name, and then create the API key. Then you can check the API key is created, and you should copy, and we can use it by pasting this API key. And the Tavily MCP server is also officially supported by third-party servers. You can check by clicking this Tavily MCP server. Then you can go to another Git repository. You can also read which tools exist and how to connect you can actually use Tavily with npx. Alright, so let's go to use our Tavily MCP server. It's simple npx and -y and Tavily MCP at latest. And here is another argument, which is env, and Tavily API key is your API key. This is really important. You should not upload your API key to anywhere else like Git repository, because this is your credential. So how to store your API key securely is usually use .env file. It is the environment variable for managing your credentials. All you have to do is Tavily API key is copy and paste it, and then you have to use .gitignore file, and you have to insert the .env so that this .env file will not be unloaded your Git repository. And then how to load this Tavily API key into your Python script is using from .env import load _env. Actually, it is not a library which is installed basically, so you have to add uv-add.env, then it installed how to load this load.env and os get environment, our environment key name. In this way you can securely have your API key. So that's all. So we connected to our Tavily MCP server using our API key, and we can check which tools exist. Clear uv-run current stdio client. Then there are tools, and the main tool is Tavily search. It is basically a search engine. So let's try this tool, Tavily search. And the tool name is Tavily search, so we can copy paste, and it is quite difficult to read, but the most important one is query, and the type is a string, so we can specify like this query, and the query for searching like Google top 3 AI company, and we can print the result and comment out these tools. Alright, clear and uv-run client stdio client. Then Tavily MCP server running on stdio, and we can get the result with this search engine. Detailed result is top AI companies in 2025 blah blah blah. Number 1 is quantum computing, and number 2 Loving Corporation. Actually, I don't know. Number 3 is Palantir Technology. Alright, so in this way we can easily connect to our Tavily MCP server, which is our search engine. That's how you can connect to existing MCP servers like Filesystem, Git, and Tavily. It is quite, I don't know, easy or difficult. I hope you think this is a little bit easy. Anyway, in the next video, we'll let you know how to integrate the MCP tools with LLM. Then see you in the next video. Goodbye.